friends, good afternoon. The trade plan of today for Bitcoin and NASDAQ. There are some special point I'm gonna mention during the video, but we begin our video with crude oil and most importantly the scam stock SMCI, the stock of Michael Saylor. As 2 days ago, he was announcing the stock will go up to 10%. Yesterday, the stock went up to 10% higher to 976. We knew that because our sources are the best what we have. What you see now, you see here already on December the 11th, 23. The stock was downgraded. This is this one, downgraded, and we go to the target by one very famous Wall Street analyst, and neutral to negative rating, and the stock target is now exactly like we said. My target was 250, but his target is between 160 to 240. Not last least, yesterday the scam guy has been publishing here a report, and you see here that they call themselves Wall Street analysts, but I want to show you now how the scam is working. So don't believe everything what you read. For example, the monthly tool, then we have here a lot of multi-tool, then inside a monkey, so multi.com, which are owned by Chinese companies. So the scam is very big. But the most important thing I want to show you is now, if you are going you see very irregular moves of any stock, you need to see behind the doors, and you see, for example, Daniel Fairfax, and then the green name here, Chan Xiu Lung, and then I want to show you something. If you click on that green name, you see here Chan Xiu Lung, the owner, one of the owners of SMCI, and he is the director there, or one of the directors. He started to buy back his shares. That's the scam, guys. So, and he did it, he was buying because the Bitcoin price came down and down and down, and this Chinese bitch started to buy his own stock. Not only him, if we go back, we see here there are a lot of Chinese scam guys from different Chinese companies around the world. There are so-called foreign companies who are buying or making scam buying. Insider buying is called. And then yesterday, so he's also one of the directors. You see here Daniel Fairfax on April of 24, and you see here some are selling their shares massively. You see here massively. Why? Because the Bitcoin price is down and SMCI is margin call, needs to hold the scam course of SMCI, otherwise the stock will go to the ground to below zero. So they immediately started to short the stock And this one, I'm sorry, here in this case, it was as the Bitcoin was going higher a little bit, 3rd of April, and then we see that Bitcoin was falling massively. This report is gonna publish every 2 days, so the course of SMCI, the insider buying of yesterday, will be published tomorrow. So let your finger away from these scam stocks, and if you have some money, if I would you, I would take out immediately my money, because the next crash will come very, very fast. Now back to the oil market, the superstar of today. So the levels are working very well at around 83 to 83.40 is a big support for oil. And we have seen that Israel is going now 100% to attack Iran. The best thing is that they don't tell it to you like the Iranian did. The Iranian did it because it was a game, and therefore that's the reason all the prices of Bitcoin and NASDAQ, you see that how scam is working. Scam Iranian government announced, and we know that they have also a lot of traders worldwide, or a lot of scam companies who work with the Islamic Republic below the radar of sanctions. And this time Israel knows it exactly how it works too. This time Israel is not mentioning when they're gonna attack, but they say we will 100% going to attack. That's the reason the NASDAQ playing on a very narrow range, now currently at 17,766. Bitcoin the same, make a day high at above 64,000, now coming back. And we see how good now this scam is reacting to the unknown markets. And also the oil traders on the same time buying massively. The volume and the POC has been risen now to 85.60, meaning the price will go back there. So, and I am all the time only buying and increasing my positions. So even if the market goes to around 80 or 79, I will massively buy. When does the Israeli army attack Iran? Well, of course, the news don't know, you don't know it, but I have a suggestion. It will happen at the weekend. So keep eye on the weekend. It can be Friday, it can be Saturday or Sunday, something around that. And if not this weekend, then the next weekend. Why? That's a big game of the Wall Street. The big news will be released always at the weekend. Watch my last 4 videos. I've been mentioning that with a lot of examples for those who are new now and watching closely the trade plan for Bitcoin and NASDAQ and also crude oil. Please watch the last 4 videos. And in the last 4 videos, I have been mentioning very in detail the exact entries, possible reactions, and so on. So what can we learn? Don't get yourself scammed. And Michael Saylor in very big trouble. We see also here the stock. So, and this idiot thinks he can trap the world good traders, but he is a stupid guy. The higher he drives his price, the better he gives us the stock to short. And if we look back, we see here very, very low area, no volume, nearly no volume. So the price will go back to around 919, then breaking the 900, and then we will should fall back again. So we see here this part also above this limit there is no volume, volume anymore, or very low thin value of volume. Don't get trapped by these criminal guys. And if you have money, I tell you, I would take every cent what I have been invested in these stocks, taken away very long time ago with profit, and now I am only selling these stocks. Why? Well, the stock needed to get at this price more than 2 or 3 years or 4 years, and we sell it, we make the same money in just a few weeks, right? So therefore, and also a lot of big opportunities, the selling is always faster, heavier, stronger than the bullish moves. If you buy something, you must wait 20, 30 years. And why to wait 30 years to make money instead of making the same money in just a few days or a few weeks? That's the reason I am short selling, power short selling these stocks. The higher they go, the more aggressively I sell, because we have also a big network knowing how in reality the order books of the companies are working, where are the scams, what the majority doesn't know. Okay, guys, so to Bitcoin and to NASDAQ, watch my previous videos, the last 4. And for crude oil, we are going at this moment, we see again the oil is coming to the wedge support right here. So it's coming back to the wedge support, and each time it's touching it, we wait until it goes below that support and we immediately buy it back. The volume profile is very balanced for today. That's a very good sign, meaning that the market is really waiting for this very important event. 100% it will come to that war. When is a big question mark, and how long it takes is also a big question mark. So if you're gonna do taking positions, for example, after the weekend, again, there is a risk that the market, or you put orders, then there is a big risk that the orders could not be executed. The market will open gap up, and you need to hunt the price. So that's the reason that I'm buying very aggressively. Every time the market comes down to that support, I just buy. My orders all executed very well, and exactly in this period of market where the volatility is low, but the market is waiting for a big event. And we have seen yesterday, Powell was speaking, he was talking, giving some sign, maybe one interest rates cut, but NASDAQ didn't react. It means that now Powell is not important anymore, because there is something much more important, and that's the war Israel against Iran. Then bad news for BTC and Bitcoin. The NATO generals and NATO press agency announced that they are now taking a very big risk or threat coming, that the Russians will start to destroy the undersea, underwater internet pipelines. And we know that the world is connected through the internet, also with those very big cables and pipelines, internet cables underwater. And if that happens, we will have maybe the biggest crash of the digital currencies, not only. So mainly a lot of traders also, if you are mainly trading via your mobile device or whatever through the internet, then you will have a very, very big trouble, especially the Bitcoin will crash, I think, crash down to below zero. So somebody, and that's not what I said. I have contact to some AI companies, and there is a professor for digital currencies, and he mentioned me that I didn't believe it, but he showed me a lot of proofs, and that's the subject of the work, not only at the company, but also they are investing. So he's a very fanatic Bitcoin holder, and if he is saying that, and he looks to be very worried about, then I believe him. And the reason is because Bitcoin is working only through the digital world and the internet, right? So they will have a lot of problems with calculation. They will have a big problem with, so if Russia were to attack undersea internet cables that are critical for the functioning of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, especially at first place, because it could have several potential impacts on the crypto ecosystem, he told. And the number one reason is disruption of network connectivity. As we know that undersea cables are a vital part of the internet infrastructure that is facilitating the global communication and data transfer. An attack on these cables could result in widespread disruptions to internet connectivity and affecting not only the crypto sector, but various other industries and services reliant on international data transmission as well. But most importantly, it will also lead to crash, especially of the tech sector of S&P and NASDAQ, and also tech sector of worldwide indices. Why? Because they are holding a lot of Bitcoin. So this time Bitcoin will drive them to the grave. The second reason is impact on cryptocurrency transactions, as cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin rely on a global network of nodes and miners that communicate over the internet. And we know now around in 3 days there is the next halving, for example. So disruption to internet connectivity could then impede this ability of nodes to sync with the blockchain and miners to validate transaction. And it can then lead to delays in transaction processing or even temporary halts in certain network activities. That will cause a very big price volatility, because then suddenly a lot of stops take profits on both sides will get hit, and also order levels that are in the market since years ago in both sides, on higher upside of the market and downside of the market, and that volatility will cause a big margin call of more than 99% of all retail traders, especially retail traders like you, for example, who are trading, right? You are, for example, in Bitcoin, let's say you have been buying the dip, right? It happened. The volatility will be so big that the market gaps you down, and it means your account is suddenly at zero. You are out of game. You can do what you will. You are out of the game. The market goes below you very deep and then jumps higher above you, and your price goes to, let's say, 200,000, but you are not in the game, guy, because you died. You have margin called and you are out. You're out of the market. No discussion. Point. You get out. And 99% of Tradingview traders, they are wasting time with this technical analysis stuff. They get wiped out, right? Wiped out. So wiped out of the trading floor. So, and a significant disruption then to the internet infrastructure, which is supporting the cryptocurrencies, could lead to increased uncertainty, because then you panic, right? Panic selling starts among investors, panic buying, and this could result in very heightened price volatility or making that stronger and potentially sharp declines in cryptocurrencies. We don't want to mention that also many NASDAQ companies and also mid caps will nearly go to around zero. So, in other words, nearly more than 70% of the economy collapses, okay? And reason number 4 is increased demand for alternative communication channels. We know that Elon has met 2 days ago in India for his satellite to send it to the space. That would be an alternative. The problem is that this satellite is helping only less than 5% of the demand, of the whole worldwide demand for internet, and is not enough at this moment. The idea is extremely good because the satellite is used, for example, also by the US military. They are needing it. So, and until then, you will be able, for example, to link your devices to that satellite, then to log yourself. It will take many, many times. So in the event then of internet disruptions, then users and currently also businesses within the crypto community maybe are seeking alternative means of communication and transaction validation. And it's leading to increased demand for satellite-based internet services or other decentralized communication networks that are less reliant on traditional internet infrastructure. And we have seen also, this is reason number 5, Bitcoin and cryptos have no resilience. They are very weak assets. There are no assets, but if you call them assets, they are extremely weak. Why? We have seen alone, because of this attack, how fast crypto and Bitcoin crashed. A strong asset is something with US dollar. A strong asset is something with crude, with gold, silver, platinum, commodities. Why? Because they are performing in these times extremely well, meaning people are unsure, and in this insecure time, you're all looking for alternatives. Now, you have put your money in Bitcoin. What has happened? Bitcoin is losing more and more. So Bitcoin is no resilient asset. And that's the problem, this resilience of the blockchain networks, also technically, which are designed to be decentralized and resilient to localized disruptions, while now an attack on undersea cables could cause temporary disruptions, but that would be the end of these blockchain networks, right? Let's see, the Houthis, the Russians will destroy some cables, right? The Bitcoin technology is not ready for that shock. Maybe in 100 years. But this, not even 25, not even 2030, not even 2050. Forget about it. And those who are telling you they are idiots, stupid people because they belong to a fantasy. And I am talking out of facts. And these facts are not mine. These facts are that I'm told by very intelligent people who own their AI companies who are trading Bitcoins and holding Bitcoins, and who have the master and a professor in technology. And if I'm saying that, it means those stupid people are nothing against them. They can't even reach a glass of water to them. So don't discuss with me because you will lose. I am just talking out of numbers and facts. And these facts are by people who are themselves in the Bitcoin or crypto or blockchain technology and community. And two of them are the first founders of some cryptocurrencies that are currently traded on the exchange. So do not discuss with me. You will lose. Whatever you say is good for you, is good for people who believe in fantasy, but in this discussion you will lose. You will lose because you have no facts and I have tons of facts. That's the point. Okay? So this blockchain networks, then they will continue, of course, to operate through alternative nodes and communication pathways, but not yet. Maybe in 50 years, maybe in 100 years. Because of climate change, because of political insecurity, and last not least, we see also the Houthis, right? People of Yemen, not people, the rebels who are in Yemen. Not the people of Yemen. The rebels who are in Yemen, even there, have technology to destroy these cables. And then a very important reason is also long-term implications. As a successful attack on critical internet infrastructure could prompt, for example, governments and industry stakeholders to invest in enhanced security measures and alternative communication technologies to mitigate future risks. And this could lead to greater emphasis on decentralization and redundancy in internet infrastructure design. But now, look, if this happens and the national securities, not only of the United States, also of other companies, are in danger, guess what will happen? Many restrictions by the law and the government will meet you. They can, for example, start to forbid you trading, forbid Bitcoin. Why? Because all that is increasing the risk of this dependency to this technology, right? So, and there are many other reasons, so I'm not going not to mention that in this video. So be aware, there is a big danger coming, and if you see volatile, very highly volatile times, you see, for example, news coming out, and typically the market should be bearish. It's suddenly very volatile bullish, and then your bullish is becoming very volatile bearish, meaning that there are big powers in behind of it, and very soon something very dangerous will happen, and that dangerous thing will destroy then your asset. Okay, so keep care on your trades, guys.